Okay, let's look into other parts of the CRUD utilities, like the post request, delete, put. Um, let's just close everything. Go to Postwoman. So I created a collection called posts, and I'm not sure how to save it. But I think, yeah, save to collection. My request are creating a post. The collection should be posts. Don't care about these. So now, yes, this one, which is I need to make it correct. So create a post will be the post request. Yeah, obviously, and the link from ngrok, I exposed our local host, and the path is post, and yeah, so I just clicked it by accident. So you need to pass JSON here. You can put key value. They will convert it to Postman will convert it to JSON, but I like to write them by hand. So like this, just enable raw input enable, and yeah, I think this is the JSON I added previously. So for example, a post. Let me just send the request. I think we don't have this user or this post. I'm pretty sure that's it. Value in column title violates not null constraint. Oh yeah, this is a comment. Sorry. So the body, and yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just so um, so what we'll have in our what the shape of the JSON will be. So this is one. This will not be user ID. This will be user object. Well, inside of it there is an ID property. I'll show you how we can make it user ID. So for example, this ID. But you usually won't pass it like this, and even if the user passed it, don't recognize this. You will use the if you go to the authentication tab, choose barrier token, and here we'll put our JWT. We will encode it and get the user ID from it. And other thing, the title. So title will be title. I think that's it. So yeah, now we have it, and the comments number is 0. So let's try to get it. So I'll save this request. You can do it like this, or does it save auto? I think it's automatically. So let's create a new one. How we can create a new one? Maybe maybe here. Yeah, maybe you can't just create everything. I think so. I think if I go here, so get, which is the ID? What is the ID? So yeah, even CRUD utilities handle everything for us, even the status. With 201 means it have been created. So I will get the ID, put it here. So now we should see it. Okay. And we don't see a user ID. I will put it right now. So let us go to the post dot entity, and I'll get this one. Copy paste. It will be user ID, the same as this name, the name of the relation, the name of the column that represents the relation, default or remove the 0, and the type will be number. Okay, I'm running the server on dev, so to recompile. So back to Postman, if I send this request, I should get user ID, which is 1. Correct. And back, I will try to save this one, see, so not not creating a post, getting post. What what this will be in the connection? Okay, not sure. So anyway, so I think that it's auto save, something like this. So in our create post, now what we can do if we go to convert it to post request and got enable input and check we this still save the post the comments body. But anyway, uh, post the user ID. Now we can pass it like this. But feel free to use anything you want. And what we can do, we need a title as well. So title, very bad title. Now it should work fine. Yes, it worked. But another thing that I would show if this this will be saved. I hope. So okay. So getting a request. If I went to this one, 345, which we created just now, and I want to hide for example, I want to hide this user ID. So I want to use it, but I want to hide it from when we get it. So here you can add select equal to false. So this is how you make some columns like private, so they don't get exposed. This is obviously we'll do it for the password. So it won't get returned by mistake. It got returned. What? Maybe indicates if a column. Weird. I think it's maybe another decorator. Maybe this also only for the query builder. So maybe hide. I'm not sure. I will find it. We will come to it eventually in the authentication when we want to hide our password. But the idea I think behind this, if I read this, indicates if a column is always selected by query builder and find operations. So this is not considered. Sorry. So this is not considered find when you get it by because it's ID. I've yeah, I'm wrong. So sorry. We will come to it eventually. But okay, so this is the get and this is post, and let's see another one. Okay, save it. I'm still not still not very comfortable with it. But let's go to another, like let's delete, put the new ID we have. Let's delete it. So we delete them by ID, like usually, and it will return stats of 200 and nothing. And if you try to get it, it won't show up. I think this is 404, so the post is not found. But I think this is a good example where we can override the CRUD utilities, because I want to find not in the service, sorry, in the post.controller. It's not necessarily useful feature, but when I delete a comment, I want to see it. Or post, I want to see it. It's not a good feature. I don't think it's useful either, but this is a good example where you can override this. I'll just show it to you. I think it's pointless to record myself do it. I will put links in the description for it. So as you can see, here they have a section called routes override. Here is in the list composed base routes method by the CRUD decorator. So get many paste is when we go to like this. So this activates this function, get many paste base. Get one base when we put this endpoint. So when you know its ID, we want to get it. Create one base is a normal post request. Create many base is a bulk request. So if you send an array of posts, when you send an HTTP post request, it will create all of them if you send it inside an array. And as you can see, you have the request inside of each of them that CRUD utilities gets. And here's the type. And create many base, update one base. So this is the put request, I believe. The put request, and this is the update request, which replaced the whole record. To be honest, I never use this. And yeah, I never. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think if I thought about it, maybe when we replace a column, we want also. Um, So, for example, if I have a specific post which have many comments and I want to replace it completely, I think I will replace it with a post, and these comments that were for the original post will be linked to the new one. I think that's it, but I'm not sure too. So, but I never used it. Delete one base is the one we did that deletes. So how you can override them? There is two ways. This is the first one. So yeah, so you put add decorator, add override decorator, and put the name of the function as the same way they defined it. And a quick way to see it, if you go to the CRUD, a quick way to see how they define the names, go to the CRUD decorator, go to any property, just control click on it. It will move you to this definition file. Here is the routes. Go to routes options in one way. So this is all of the function names, but just remove the base. That's it. That's how you get the name of the function. Remove the base. So get many, as you can see here, they override it with this function, and they use the service. I think this dot base. What is base? Okay, so they are using the function from the CRUD utilities, which is nice. Okay, yeah. So this dot base means it returns this. I'm not sure why. Maybe for readability. So you can't put this dot get many base, but I think for readability, they made it like this. So when you put this dot base, it will just return the same controller, the same instance. And get many base is the function that the CRUD utilities use. So I think a good idea is to override when you want even to do some calculation before returning the result, which is nice. And here they want to override the get one base, but with a function with a different name. So they pass the name of the function as a string to the override, which is nice. And here is how they can see the request. And for the create one, this is the request as usual, but here is the parse body, which is in express word, it's the same as the body request. They call it DTO, data transfer object, I believe. This is maybe for if you want to validate it, but we will come to validation eventually. But this is how you use the CRUD utility create one base, and I think the validation is implemented inside of it, and or you can overwrite it with a function from your service. This is the create many. This is the generic type for it. So I'll just put the link in the description. I think if you understood the idea, it will be very easy to implement. And side note, here you have how to add routes. So just quick example. Sometimes you might need to add a new route to use the parse request in it. You need to attach a CRUD request interceptor in order to that. Okay, so this is very actually I was looking for this. I just found it right now. So if you want to use the same request object that have been delivered to the CRUD request to the CRUD utility functions, you need to decorate it with this use interceptors and pass to it the CRUD request interceptor and define our function like this. So for example, if I copy this and put it in our post controller, so it should be something like this, and import them. Oh, here, and import this as well. So this is a really cool feature. I think here they are trying to show us like a route for exporting an Excel. So add some awesome feature on it. I think you need to change the request type, the response type, since I believe it's always JSON list. So I think if you want to export a file, you need to change the response type. But I'm not sure if you can do it from here. Maybe I'll do a video in exporting files. So just do whatever you want to export it, but and how you can send it to the user. So maybe the browser will download it, or you might use a library like file saver to convert it to a blob, then download it. But yeah, I might do a video. Might be a good idea. But yeah, I think this is good feature when you want to customize things. Okay, let's just leave it. So let's return. So we saw post, we saw put, we saw post, we saw get, and we saw delete. Let's just return to post, and let me pass an array. So I didn't try it. Okay, nice, like this. I'll just cut it, pass an array, but for each object, just like this. So let's try to create two. So body 2, user ID 2, title 2. Whatever, title 1. Maybe I think we need to change the URL. So let me go to the top and go to controllers. Maybe requests. I believe requests. I think bulk. I think here they show us at bulk. Yeah. So post / bulk. Bulk should not be an empty. Bulk must be an array. So I think, yeah. So the request body will be an object with a property called bulk, and this one will be an array. So like this. Unexpected token in JSON. Let's just see the docs. So yeah, okay, this is the bulk. So yeah, so a property called bulk is an array of the entities you want to create. But I think what the error I made is I keep mixing JSON with JavaScript objects. Anyway, so yeah, now we created two objects, two posts in the same request. So I think the final one, and this says 201. The final one, let's get one of the IDs. For example, this one, 437. So post 437 and put. We'll copy this, remove the bulk array, remove everything actually. We format it a little bit. So I won't change the user. Maybe I'll change the title. So it's a title one. So new title, new body, whatever. So yeah, it got updated. So yeah, there is. I think that's it. Yeah, just read the documentation for all the filters options and stuff like that, which is very helpful.